All right, so this has been getting on my nerves, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to offend somebody here. My apologies now. This Aunt Jemima thing's gone too far. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ed Trevors. I'm an Anglican priest in the Diocese of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. I get to serve in the parish of Christ Church, Shelburne, in the beautiful town of Shelburne, Nova Scotia, which sits on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. And today I want to talk to you all about Aunt Jemima. Not going to lie to you, big fan. Loved the pancakes growing up, loved the waffles, pretty much anything that Aunt Jemima made, anything the Aunt Jemima brand was on, I liked. And I loved the syrup, especially when they came out with the butter flavored pancake syrup. My word. But I am not offended. I am not upset. I am not angry. I am not frustrated. I am not irritated. I am not peeved. I am not miffed. I am not feeling any kind of negative emotional response or reaction whatsoever to them rebranding those products. I have no difficulty at all with the fact that they are going to retire the Aunt Jemima brand. And I can't for the life of me figure out why so many people are offended that they are getting rid of the brand. So listen, feel free in the comments below to let me know why it offends you, because I genuinely don't get it. I do understand why people were offended by the brand, especially when you know the history of it, especially when you understand why she looked the way she did, especially when you understand why she spoke the way she spoke in the early advertisements, especially when you understand why her name was chosen to be what it is. This was not to make people of African descent, people that came from the slave generations, this was not to make them feel happy and warm and cozy. This happened in the 1800s. Marketers knew who they were trying to sell this product to. They were trying to sell this product to people who missed the old ways. That's who they were targeting. So I understand and I completely agree that this brand, it was offensive then, it's offensive now. The only difference is today, those who are offended by it have more political, economic, and social clout than they did in 1890. If you're upset because you think you're going to lose the product, you don't have to be upset. What I've read is that the makers of this particular brand are going to keep the product. You're still going to have, the product is still going to be available to you. It's just going to be called something different. Same product, different name, still available. But beyond that, I can't imagine why you'd be offended except because somebody is offended. And indeed, when I see posts out there by family and friends who are standing opposed to dropping this brand, that's what I see. I see people who are really upset that people are upset. Please don't waste your time being offended by this. Please do not waste your energy being upset that this branding upsets a large percentage of the population. Do not waste who you are and the gifts you have. Do not waste your empathy. Do not waste your strength being upset at people who are upset by the Aunt Jemima brand. You're wasting yourself. You're wasting your potential. You're wasting your opportunities. If you want to be upset by something, if you want to be offended by something, be offended by the fact that there are senior citizens in our country who can't afford medication. and food at the same time. Be upset that there are people in our country who do not have access to healthy drinking water. Be upset that in our country we have communities with suicide rates in the double digits among youth. Be upset with the fact that the middle class is shrinking faster and faster every year. It's a good thing that the Aunt Jemima brand is being retired. It's long overdue. But if you're going to use your strength and your power and your gifts and your energy and your time, being upset with me for saying that, you're wasting it. If you want to get upset about something, I can introduce you to people who live $3,000 to $4,000 below the poverty line. They live on about $12,000, $13,000 a year, and of that they pay $8,000 rent in a place that they can't afford to heat and eat at the same time. I can introduce you to people who cut their pills up so that they can get a little bit of medication every day. I can introduce you to people who have freezers full of bread and cupboards full of peanut butter because it's the only thing that they can afford. And they are sick and tired of peanut butter sandwiches. There's lots for you to be offended about. There is lots for you to be upset about. This isn't it. This isn't it. I'm going to be saying this again in another video this week, but this is the time where you and I, this is the time where we all need to come together. We need to put whatever pettiness is between us aside. We need to come together to enact and enforce real, positive, long-lasting, and meaningful change in our world. And that's only going to happen together. It's not going to happen it's not going to be done by one side or another. It's only going to happen if we all come together on it. Don't let this little issue keep you from the fight. Okay? There's going to be more. There's going to be other little issues. We've got statues that are coming down. We've got other brands that are being rebranded. We've got history being reevaluated. Myth being re-examined. Don't let these things keep us apart. Let's come together. The enemy is working diligently to keep us separated. The enemy is intentionally dividing us. Let's say no more to that. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May you know the peace of being in God's presence. And may all your energy, all your strength, all of your time and all of your focus be used towards making this world a better place. Hand in hand with your brothers and sisters. Amen.